Well, I suppose that by now, almost everybody has heard the headlines that Americans are reading less. And I think we all know that this is really a global problem, not just an American problem. But ever since that story first came out in the news, I have been reading other stories of ways that people are just coming up with creative solutions to this problem. And so in today's video, I'm going to share that with you. So first of all, let's talk about the problem. Why are we not reading? Well, think about yourself. For me, I get home from work, I'm tired. The last thing I'm capable of doing is concentrating. So I'll lay down in bed at night, I'll pick up my phone and I'll start scrolling. My intention is, I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to read some on my book that I love so much and really enjoy. Pick up my phone, I start scrolling, then I'm lost in a rabbit hole. And pretty soon an hour has passed and I think, so I better go to bed because I have to get up in the morning. Does that sound familiar to you? So whether it's scrolling on your phone, looking at social media, playing games, whether it's streaming services or just anything, there are so many things fighting for our attention. But at the same time, we want to read more, but we just don't. All right, my first question for you, and leave your answer in the comments. What is it for you that distracts you from reading? And also, why do you want to read more? All right, now let's take a look at the solutions to the problem that are coming up around the world. All right, first let's look at Warsaw, Poland. They have actually built a library in one of their subway stations. And it's a gorgeous library, a beautiful space filled with books and hydroponic plants. And it's so easy just to get a book and check it out because it's a automated self-checkout service. So it's really just a great space for books. And it's sort of brilliant because what they've done is they have put the books where the people already are. So it makes it easy if you're a commuter just to stop off and pick up a book and choose reading over scrolling just for your commute. Next up, let's take a look at Denmark. Denmark's government has actually chosen to remove the tax from books. And this is amazing. I read that it's costing them basically the equivalent of 44 million euros to do this. But what it does is it shows the value of reading. It shows that books are not considered luxury items, but necessities. And they're doing this as an investment in their citizens, an investment in culture and in literacy and education. And I really just think that's amazing because it makes the books accessible to people. So now more people will just be able to buy the books that they wanted to read. And then the third place I'd like to talk about today is the UK. And what I've read in the news is that there is a rise in bookstores all across the UK. These are independent bookstores. These were in decline over the last few years, but have suddenly seen a resurgence. It's actually attributed to Book Talk, BookTube, and just the increase in people talking about books. And I just think that's absolutely amazing. But now what if you don't live in one of these places? What are you to do? Well, you know what? Reading doesn't have to be this huge endeavor. It's really pretty easy to make space for books. If you just give yourself 10 minutes a day, I actually looked up that 10 minutes a day is what they say is a good way to reduce anxiety and stress in your life. 10 minutes a day is enough to engross yourself and increase your concentration. Let's try that. Let's just make 10 minutes a day of space for books and reading. You can swap out 10 minutes of scrolling time and just devote that extra amount of time to books. If you do this, I'm very curious. I want you to post in the comments what your experience with it is. Is it easier or harder than you expect? So today's video wasn't really about the decline of reading, but really more about what we're doing about it. I'm really interested to hear from you guys. I want to continue this conversation. And I'm also curious, so we said that there's a rise in independent bookstores. If you know of one that's really interesting or fun, post it in the comments so that people who may be near where you live can see the name of this bookstore and maybe they'll be inspired to try a new place. Thanks for watching today, and I hope to hear from you in the comments.